to say again how much we appreciate you spending your morning with us. We know you're all very busy people, so I hope to teach a few things today that you can take back and use in your business. Those of you who have been to a workshop with me in the past know that I like to start my sessions with an energizer. So I'm going to ask everyone to stand up. Oh, I see some faces there. That's good. Good. Please stand up. Good. Okay. So we've talked a lot about visiting people's shops, whether that's in person or online. Right now I'm going to ask you to visit my shop. I call it the energy shop. Right? So instead of going to the market to buy a kilo of rice, you're going to come to my shop to buy a kilo of energy. Okay? So I'm going to teach you how to do it, and all you have to do is very simply, you just have to do what I do. Alright? I'm going to put the microphone down for a second. Hope that's okay. Alright. So to get a kilo of energy, you have to do what I do. Alright? So there's a normal kilo, and then there's what's called a Cape Town kilo. My friends in South Africa, they created this one. So we're going to start with a normal kilo. Alright? So I'm going to do it first. Watch what I do, and then we'll do it together. Alright? So the first one goes like this. Woo! Alright, can we do that one together? Yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! Alright, good. One more kilo of energy coming your way. The next one is called a Cape Town kilo. Okay? So I'm going to say, can I get a Cape Town kilo? But when I do that, this is what you're going to do. You're going to start like this. Ooh. Woo! Can everyone do that one? A little bit more difficult. We'll do it together, right? Okay? Alright, can I get a Cape Town kilo? Ooh. Okay, very quickly, introduction to me for those of you who don't know me. I've been working with small businesses for basically my entire career. I've been working with small businesses in West Africa for about the last 10 years. Working very specifically on growth strategies, digital marketing strategies, some of the stuff that Prince talked about earlier in terms of financial management. And it's what gets me most excited, right? Is when I get to wake up and talk to small business owners about how you can grow and take your business to the next level. Okay, more of you, good, 5, 6, 7. Okay, for those of you who don't have a Google My Business account, we're going to solve that before you leave today. Come and see me, we'll make sure we get that set up for you, okay? Next question. Oh, that is the next question. How many of you use WhatsApp Business? It used to be called WhatsApp for Business, now the official name, many of you. Good, all right. Also, if you don't have WhatsApp Business set up, we're going to solve that for you by the end of the day. Come and see me. Make sure you get set up on WhatsApp Business, okay? Now, how many of you have run a digital marketing campaign in the last, what did I put, year? 2? 3? Okay, good. No worries if you haven't, right? That's what we're talking about here today, right? We're going to go through some of the digital marketing strategies that you can implement, the step-by-step instructions on how to implement them so that you can do it after today, okay? If you haven't, we know why, right? I'm a small business owner myself. We have challenges, right? Maybe we have a small team. Maybe you're a solopreneur and it's just you, right? Maybe you have a limited budget, right? You're trying to invest back in the business to get to the next level. How do I spend money on this digital marketing strategy that this digital marketing expert Dave told me I should do one day? Right? Maybe you don't have confidence that you're going to get the return on the investment, right? I think that's a big one for people. You're like, do I really want to spend this money when I don't know if it's going to increase my sales? Or maybe you're just not sure where to start. So we're going to tackle some of those challenges today. Yeah? Next. All right, so first I want to talk about why it's important to do business online. Because it's always important to understand the why you're doing things, right? Why did you start your business? Why do you run this campaign? Why do you invest in this area? Yeah. So I'm going to give you some stats, right? And this is specifically for Ghana. Ghana has 23 million internet users. And as you can see, that's about 68% of the population. Now, surprisingly, I was surprised at this because this has gone up recently. 99.7% of internet users are surfing the web on a smartphone, right? So we all, maybe some of us still have YAM phones that we use for certain things, yeah? But 99.7% of internet users also are using a smartphone to surf the internet, which means they have a platform where they can see engaging ads or messages or other things where you can get them to take action. Yeah? And then social media, right? Becoming more and more popular. Those who do use social media in Ghana spend 3.5 hours of their day on social media. Right? For better or for worse, right? These are the stats. I have a little timer on my Instagram that lets me know when I've spent 15 minutes, so I know to stop and get back to other things. But it's really important that we take advantage of that online usage, right? Your customers are online one way or another. How do we get in front of them using online platforms? So who can name a digital marketing strategy? You can shout them out. Just name any digital marketing strategy that you're aware of. Yep. Instagram, Google Ads, very good. Email marketing, very good.
Search engine optimization.
SEO, I love it, good. Any other thoughts? Digital marketing strategies. WhatsApp, yeah, WhatsApp can be a digital marketing strategy, very good, good. All right, Mikey. So some of them are listed here, not all of them, right? But there are lots of different ways to do digital marketing. And when you look at this list, email marketing, content marketing, Facebook, TikTok, Google, SEO, SEM, PPC, you can look like this little emoji right here and try, where do I get started? So many options. And it's overwhelming, right? So that's why today I'm going to narrow it down for you. We're going to talk about 3. The reason I use 3, the marketers in the room know, people typically can't remember more than 3 things at a time, right? So we're going to start with 3. I'm going to give you a bonus one at the end, but we're going to start with 3. Okay? 3 digital marketing strategies for small businesses. Now, who can tell me, go back. You're going to know the answer. Go back. Who can tell me what are the key elements of a strong digital presence? How do you make sure that you as a business have a strong digital presence? Anybody want to give it a shot? Yeah.
I have always believed if you post more on your socials.
Good. Yeah. Definitely, absolutely helps your digital presence, posting more.
Present a clear profile with nice pictures.
Good. Yep. You want to present the business in a clear way with engaging pictures. Good.
And always answer the message that they sent it to you.
Yeah. Every time someone messages you, every time someone calls you, that's money, right? So always responding to those messages, or at least setting the expectations with the person who messages you when you're going to get back to them. Yeah. Someone in the back here.
So I believe there is mainly identify the particular people you want to target, i.e. your target audience, and then creating the content or finding what resonates with them to drive them to make an action.
Great. Sounds like we have someone with quite some experience in the room here. It's important to understand where is the audience that you want to target, right? And create content and put it in that place where it is. And today we're talking about online, right? In general, a little more broad, right? But there are different places online where your target audience might frequent more, and that's where you want to be, right? So let's look at the key elements. The key elements to a strong digital presence are first, a website or an online shop of some kind, right? The second is social media, all the different main social media channels, we'll talk about them. The third is online directories or review sites, which some of you may not have heard of, but we'll talk about it in detail. The fourth, I mentioned earlier, Google My Business. Like I said, if you don't have Google My Business account, We're going to get that set up for you today before you leave. And the fifth, someone mentioned always respond to messages. The first way to make sure that you always respond to messages is to make sure that you always have up-to-date contact information online, right? Because if someone, I can't tell you how many times where I've tried to call a number that I saw online, nobody answered, or it was just silence, right? So if that is in association with your business, it has to be up to date so that you actually get that call, you actually get that message. Okay? All right. Now, how many of you have Googled your business in the last 10 days, 30 days? How many of you have gone to Google and typed in the name of your business? In the last 30 days? Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Jay Classy, every day. He does it every day. Yeah? Every week. Good, good. This is something that I recommend you do at least every week, right? Jay Classy every day, I love it. But at least every week, you should be Googling your business and seeing what pops up first, right? And ideally, what do you want to pop up first? Your website or your online shop, something that you have control over, right? And the other thing that you want to make sure that pops up is Google My Business, right? This is because we have a Google My Business account that we pop up here, right? If we didn't have a Google My Business account, we might pop up, we might not, on the right-hand side when people Google, yeah? Okay, next slide. So, the first element of a strong digital presence, right, is a website or an online shop. And you don't have to go and invest $25,000, $50,000 in a website. There are many free tools out there that can help you keep it simple, right? But have that online presence with a website or an online shop, right? So of course, the Jose Shop, we've talked about it a little bit. An easy way to, in just a couple of minutes, create an online shop. There are a couple other free sites that I've listed here. Google Sites, free way to create a website. Website.com also has a free version, Wix, right? So there are several tools out there that you can use. Some of them take more time than others, but several tools that you can use to create a website, even just for free. Yeah? Now, when you create a website, it's really important to tell your brand story, right? Why do people Google a business? They want to learn more, right? They want to learn about who you are. They want to see that you're a credible business that I can buy from. So you have to tell your brand story on your website. Right? Another very important thing to do on your website or your online shop, if you can, is to tell your customer stories. Right? People are influenced by other people. Right? So if your customers' stories are there for people to read, hopefully good stories, right? They're much more likely to take an action. Which is the last bullet point here, have a clear call to action. So when people come to your website or they come to your online shop, what do you want them to do next? Do you want them to make a purchase? Do you want them to contact you to learn more? Do you want them to give you your contact information so you can reach out to them later? Be very clear, what is that call to action? Next. All right, so when you search your business, right after, hopefully your business pops up, what are the next things that usually pop up? Social media pages, right? Most times, right after your business, if you're lucky enough to get it to the top, right, are your social media assets. Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, those pages, because social media has such high traffic and such high domain authority, you're going to pop up close to the top with the social media pages. Okay? So that brings us to social media, right? Someone said she tries to post consistently on social media as much as she can, right? But for me, the important thing about social media is just to be consistent in some way or somehow, right? It doesn't have to be 5 times a day, it doesn't have to be 15 times a day. It helps to post more, right? But just start with 1 time a week, right? Do a post of any kind. I've got this new product. I'm going to be visiting this event this week, and be consistent with it and post across all of your different channels, right? The key to social media is just being in front of your customers as much as possible. Okay? So a couple other tips for social media. Make sure you're creating business pages. Sometimes we accidentally create personal pages, right? But the platforms have designed very specific ways to create business pages that allow you to put more information that's relevant for businesses rather than a personal account, right? And fill out those profiles completely, right? Sometimes we just do the first few things that they ask us to do. We don't look at all the different places where you can put information about about your business. The more fields you fill out, the higher likelihood you are to be found online, because you're able to add things like keywords, you're able to add things like addresses and locations, right? Because when people search, there's what we call geolocation, right? So if your business is within a certain vicinity, right, you're more likely to pop up than businesses that are in another country, for example, right? Link your profiles to each other where possible, right? What this does is, it's a little bit technical, but it creates higher domain authority, right? Because there are what's called backlinks back and forth between the social media pages, it will lift you up in the search rankings. Yeah? We talked about being active. Call to action. When you set up your business pages, on all of them there's a call to action button, right? Think very carefully about what that call to action button should be. Do you want people to message you on WhatsApp? Or do you want people to call you? Do you want people to email you? Do you want to send people to your website? What's the best for you? It really just depends on the business, right? But whatever you ask them to do, make sure you follow up afterwards, right? So if they're sending you a message, respond to the message. If they're calling, answer the call, or call back if you missed the call, and so on and so forth. Yeah? All right. Is it blank? Try again. Maybe go to the next slide. It's just taking time. Okay, cool. All right, so what's the next thing that pops up in search rankings after social media pages? It's what we call, what I'm grouping as online directories and review sites, right? So for us, because we're a tech startup, what pops up next is a site called Crunchbase, right? Which is an online directory for startups, right? So if you go to Crunchbase, you'll see all the startups that received funding from investors, et cetera, et cetera. But there are all kinds of different online directories and review sites, and we'll look at some of them specific to Ghana next. Okay, another example of this. If I was to search best bookshops in Accra, right? These are some of the things that pop up. And the branch locator, for example, is an online directory, right? It's a website that just lists different kinds of shops online. You can go to the site, you can sign up for your own profile so that you pop up on that directory as well. And voila, a bunch of other online directories and review sites that you can sign up for, right? So there's online directories, there's review sites, and there's also news sites, right? So the popular news sites will also do articles where they list the best hair salons in Accra, right? Or the best jewelry shops in Accra, right? So if you can get listed on those sites, you're much more likely to pop up higher in search rankings. So we have, sorry, go back. So the important thing to note here, right, is on the review side, 88% of consumers trust an online recommendation almost as much as they trust a personal recommendation, right? So personal recommendations are the highest if a friend or a family member recommends, but then they also trust the online recommendations. So if you can get your best customers to review you on Google, or to review you on Yelp or TripAdvisor or Yen or any of these other things that pop up, right? Then one of the things that people see when they search for a company like yours is a positive review. They're gonna see someone else say, oh, I had the greatest experience when I bought from this shop. And that's going to make them want to go and visit your shop, right? So it's really important to go through this list. We'll send you slides afterwards, but figure out, is there a way that I can get on these sites, right? Some of them you just have to literally go and claim your business page. Simple as that. Yeah? Okay, next. All right, we're on to Google My Business, right? So because we have a Google My Business account, when we search Jose, this section here pops up, right? Because it says your business on Google, and you can see that our profile strength looks good, right? So Google has the tools in place to let you know how are you doing, right? And it'll even tell you how many times have people clicked recently on your website, how many times have they seen it in the search rankings, and what's the average position, right? So in this case, the average position is, for us, was 6 in whatever time period this is for. So if I see that, I'm like, 6, could be better, right? How do I get to 3 or 2 or 1, right? And then there's all kinds of other tools that you can use in a Google My Business account. And if you don't have that set up, I'll show you some of those things later today. Yeah? Next. Cool, so another example, hair salon near me, right? This is becoming more and more frequent where people use this near me in their searches, right? So if they are looking for a particular item, they don't want to go to the other side of Accra to get it, right? Or they don't have to go to Kumasi to get it, right? They want to find a shop owner or someone within their vicinity that can do it for them, right? So another important thing for Google My Business is if you have those accounts, you're more likely to show up in these types of searches, right? These near me types of searches that people are doing. Next. Another example, people often search like this. They might search best bookshops in Accra, right? So you want to also be able to pop up in those best photographer in Accra, best videographer in Accra, right? And you want to pop up there. Next. So just some stats on this, right? 64% of consumers use Google My Business to find the contact details of local businesses, right? So what we were talking about earlier, you want to create that Google My Business account. You want to make sure that that phone number that's listed there is a current phone number, so that when people call you, you're not missing out on that money, you're answering the call and you're getting the money. Okay? Now the near me searches that we were talking about has grown by over 500% in the last 2 years. Right? More and more people are using what's called a near me search or other variations. You can see here people are saying, can I buy this in Accra, right? Or where can I buy this near me, right? So all of these types of searches, if you want to pop up when people search like that, you need to have the Google My Business account. Yeah? Next. This is the phone number we were talking about, right? So I can't tell you how many times where I've called this number, nobody answers. Right? And so you don't want to be one of those businesses, right? So we need to make sure that we have our Google My Business account set up and that that phone number is current so that when people call or message us, we're on the other side. Yeah? So that's coming to the contact information, keeping it up to date. The places where you need to make sure that it's up to date are the Google My Business account, like we've talked about. The call to action buttons on your social media pages and in your online directories. Some of the online directories that we talked about have the option to let people contact you, right? So you want to make sure that you have a phone number there. Something that happens often, something that I've done, we've updated our number and I've forgotten to go to Google My Business and change the number, right? And so people are calling that old number. So make sure that as these things happen, right? We lose our phone or we get a new SIM card or we get a new number for the business, separate personal from business. Make sure you're keeping it up to date. And then monitor and do callbacks, right? If you miss a call, call that person back because they could want to give you money, right? So you don't want to miss that opportunity. Okay. All right, so that was the first strategy. Basically just the basics of a strong online presence. Who can remind me of some of the basic elements? We just went through 5. What are the key elements of a strong digital presence? Who remembers? You can shout them out. Complete your profiles, your social media profiles, complete them, yeah? What else? Call to action. Make sure you have the call to action on your website, on your social media pages with that up-to-date contact information, yeah? Anyone else remember? What else did we just talk about? Link your profiles together, yeah, especially your social media profiles. And link your social media profiles to your website to lift your domain authority and help you show up higher in search results. Yeah? Complete the form. Yes, yeah, very important as well. Good, all right. Let's move on to the second strategy that we're going to talk about today, optimizing for referrals. All right, so there's a quote here at the top. Nothing influences people more than a recommendation from a trusted friend. Who said that? Anybody know? Yeah. This was actually said by Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Facebook. Though I don't usually like to use his quotes, I thought that was a good one. So some important things to note here, right? You need to pay attention to when customers have a really great experience with you, right? Why? Because those are the moments that it's great to ask for a referral, right? If a customer comes back to you and says, wow, this product that I bought from you, it's the most amazing product I've ever had. First thing you should say is, okay, that's great. Will you refer me to your friends? Right? It seems a little weird sometimes, but it's really important because those are the people that are most likely to refer. Yeah? The other thing to pay attention to is those customers of yours who are very well connected or influential, right? We all know who those customers are, right? The big person, right, that comes into the shop and they're like, oh wow, if I could talk to all of their friends, I'm gonna make a lot of money. Might be. So try to identify those customers so that you make sure that they are the ones that are also doing referring. Yeah? Make it easy, right? If you are asking your customers to refer you, but you're not providing them with a super easy way to do it, it's much harder and they're much less likely to do it. And we're going to talk about one way to do that. Yeah? And then monitor who is referring you the most or which channels are getting you the most referrals, right? Because you want to incentivize that more. If you have a particular customer, Jay Classy, for example, for Jose, I know he tells every single friend that he talks to about Jose, right? We want to incentivize the Jay Classies of the world to continue to do it, right? All right. Now, let's give it a try. So here's just a quick example that I typed up, right, that you can use, or a variation of this for your business, right? So let's imagine that someone just bought something from me, right? Or they just had a really good experience with Jose. I might send them a message that looks like this. Thanks for shopping with Jose. We hope you enjoy your silver subscription plan. We want to work with more businesses like yours, and we'd really appreciate it if you could send the following message to 3 of your business friends today, question mark. Will you do it, right? And then to make it super easy, the message is there. I don't know if anyone has done this before, but all you have to do is hold down, forward the message. And that's it. It'll literally take less than a second for someone to refer to a friend, right? And there's a link right there for that person that they refer to go and give it a try. See how easy that is? Okay. So all of you can have a message like this. You can put it in your WhatsApp business quick replies, right? So it's just there, you just select it and send. Anytime that someone has a really great experience or communicates that they really enjoy your product, send this message to them. Yeah? Now the important things to think about when you're crafting your message are what I've listed over here. First, be thankful, right? Thank you so much for being a customer, right? Make them part of your growth story. Everyone wants to be a part of a growth story, right? They want to be able to tell their friends that, oh, I bought that product from that customer when they were just a small business, they only had a few customers, and now look at them, they're this huge, massive brand, right? Everyone wants to be a part of that growth story, right? So ask them to do that. How did I do that over here in the message? I said, we want to work with more businesses like yours, right? Because we want to grow, right? So it's not so clear in that message. I think there's some room for improvement there, but how do you craft a message that makes them feel like they're going to be part of your growth story? Yeah? Be specific about what you want them to do, right? If you just say, oh, customer, if you feel like it, maybe you could tell some friends. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But if I say, would you mind sending this message to 3 business friends today? Question mark? They're much more likely to do it, right? Because we're also asking for commitment, right? Because if they respond and say, oh, sure, I can do that, or yeah, I think I can do that, and then they don't go do it, they're going to feel something, right? Going to feel, I promised this business owner that I would refer 3 friends and I didn't do it. Let me go do that real quick. Right? So ask for that commitment. Yeah? Cool. If you have incentive programs or other things, the other thing that you can do is to explain what's in it for them, right? So those of you who are on the older version of the app, we have gold coins in that version of the app. When you refer someone, you get more gold coins and they get gold. Give you? Good. This is a free tool that you can use. Just create an account on Bitly, right? When you create a link on Bitly, you can log into your Bitly account and see how many times did someone click on that link, right? What that's going to do is it's going to allow you to monitor which channels are driving referrals, right? And which customers are driving referrals, right? So if you take the time to actually create individual links per customer that you're sending that message to that we talked about earlier, then you'll know which of my customers are referring me the most, right? And I know to pay extra special attention to those customers. Yeah? So think about adopting a link tracking tool so that you can at least have an understanding of who's referring most. Make sense? All right, next. All right, the third, and not the final because I already told you there's a bonus one, but the third digital marketing strategy is to generate leads with content, okay? So we see a magnet here on the screen. We see the word lead magnet up there. Who knows what a lead magnet is? It's marketing terminology, but who knows what a lead magnet is? Anybody? Yeah?
The kind of content or information that attracts and
Very good. So the way I like to think about lead magnets is to have everyone ask themselves this question. What are you an expert in? Everyone, take a minute to reflect. What am I an expert in? I'm going to ask some people to tell me what they're expert in, so take a minute to reflect. What are you an expert in? Who wants to share? Who wants to share what you're expert in? Yeah? What are you an expert in?
Giving health advice
Giving health advice.
because I'm a pharmacist.
Great. Expert in giving health advice. Fantastic. Who else wants to tell us what they're an expert in? Anybody? If you would ask me, I would say I'm an expert in digital marketing strategies. Right? That's what I'm talking to you about today. So when it comes to creating lead magnets, what you want to do is think about what am I an expert in, and then create some piece of content that gives some of that advice away for free. It's really painful sometimes to give things away for free, right? But in essence, when we create a lead magnet, we're not giving it away completely for free because we're asking for people's contact information, right? Now, any format can work, right? You can create a lead magnet in a blog, in a video, in a presentation like this, right? But the way to do it is to put it behind a lead generation form, is what we call it, right? So that people can't get access to it until they give you their contact information, right? So we're going to look at an example. Who recognizes this form here? Yeah, hands. You should all recognize it. If you're here today, you filled this form out, right? So this is slightly different, but a way to think about lead magnets, right? Because you clicked on the link about the workshop today, and we asked you to fill out this form, right? You knew that there was some content that you would likely get if you filled out this form, and so you filled it out, right? So think about what is a piece of content that you can create that people would be willing to part with their contact information for, right? They don't have to be willing to pay money for it, right? But they just have to be willing to give out their phone number or their email address for that piece of content. It doesn't have to be super long. It can be a short video, it can be one blog, right? You put it behind a Google form. Google form is free, by the way. Just go to Google. You can create a quick Google form, right? If someone fills out the Google form, you put a link to your content. Right? Now, what's important here is to create an enticing graphic, right? Or give away one small piece of information at the top of the form, right? Because you want people to actually fill the form out, right? You don't want them to get stuck when they get to the form. Yeah? It's important to create scarcity, right? And social encouragement. How did we do that in this form? Anyone see? Limited seats available. Some of you guys know the tricks. Good. Limited seats available, right? When this form first went out, did we know that there were limited seats? No, we didn't, because no one had filled the form out yet, right? But as more and more people fill it out, this became reality, right? And there were limited seats available. And when people see that limited seats available, they're more likely to take the action, right? Because like, oh, I don't want to miss out. What if the seats are all gone by the time I fill out this form? Let me get my information. Ask for commitment. Again, we talked about this earlier. Does anyone remember how we asked for commitment in this form? We asked the question. Yes?
But if you'll be able to attend, it should indicate that filling the form.
Very good. Yeah, we asked, will you be able to attend the workshop in person? Yes or no? Right? So we asked for that commitment, and by putting yes, you're more likely to actually come. We know things come up. Business owners are very busy. Not everyone made it today. But because you put yes there, you're more likely to attend. These are some of the things that are important to do in a lead generation form, right? All right. Before we go on, what were the three... Oh, no. You can stay on the other side. What were the three digital marketing strategies that we've talked about so far? Yes, in the back.
That's getting the digital basics right, like social media, website, all of that.
Fantastic. All right, great. That was the first one. Get the digital basics right. What was the second digital marketing strategy we talked about?
To also have an online shop.
Online shop, good. That was an important one as part of the getting the digital basics right. What was the second digital marketing strategy? It's really, the first one had like 5 parts in part 1. Second one was referrals, right? Remember, optimizing for referrals? Yeah? And what was the third one? Lead magnets, right? Generate leads. Yeah? Good. All right. So, one more bonus. How to make sales in your sleep. Everyone's wondering, how do you do that? That would be nice, right? Because what's the most precious resource that we have as humans? Time, right? There's only 24 hours in the day, and hopefully 6, 7 of those hours you're sleeping, right? So how do we make sales in our sleep? Online shop, right? Or website, right? Or some of the other marketing assets that we talked about earlier, but specifically an online shop. So this is one of our users, Oze Shops, right? She's created an online shop for her shoe business, Tura Shoes. I think she's based in Nigeria. Yes, one of my favorite quotes. Who said this quote? It's hard to find things that won't sell online. Do you believe it? Yeah, there might be some things that you can't sell online. Of course, Jeff Bezos said this, Amazon CEO, of course, because he sells everything online, right? He said it's hard to find things that won't sell online. Because even when it comes to services, you can still sell them online, right? It might be a little bit different, right? But you put a nice picture of something that represents your service. You have to, the hard part about services is not everyone wants to pay up front for a service, right? But there are ways to do it, right? There are plenty of services, businesses that thrive online, yeah? All right, so what's important to remember when you're creating your online shop? First, when you create an online shop, you have to share the link, right? If you create a shop and then don't tell anyone about it, no one's going to buy from you. They don't know it exists, right? Hopefully, if you do the digital presence things that we talked about, you're going to pop up in search rankings higher. But you have to distribute the link, right? You have to tell people about your online shop. Use enticing images. Make sure to fulfill orders as quickly as you can. These days, everyone wants things fast. So, deliver quickly. Yeah? And make sure you're following up with customers after purchase. Also really important. Okay? Next slide. Cool. Now, the other thing is to make it accessible, right? If you're not sending it out there yourself, right, you need to put it in places where people can discover it. Yeah? So a couple different ways you can do that. You could add it to your link in bio on Instagram. Right, so you can see Tura Shoes did that here. She went to her link in bio and she put oze.shop/Tura Shoes. So now anyone who visits her LinkedIn profile, she doesn't have to be aware of it, right? But they can click this link and they can go buy something from her. She'll get an alert, someone purchased something from me. She might wake up the next day and say, oh, 5 people purchased shops in the middle of the night last night. This is great. Right? That's the experience that you want. You can also add it to your WhatsApp away messages or your quick messages, right? And I did just a very quick example here, right? So in WhatsApp Business, you can set an automated message to go, right? So that it automatically goes right away whenever someone messages you, or outside certain hours, this message can go. I just did a quick draft. Thank you for contacting Tura Shoes. It's currently outside our business hours, but we like helping customers so much, you might still get a message. And then I said, in the meantime, you can check out our made-to-order custom shoes on our online shop. Click here. Right? So the customer doesn't have to wait to get a response. Right? All they do is click the online shop. They go view all the products, and they can go ahead and buy something. Right? They don't have to wait. Yeah? And you don't have to be physically present or on your phone. As much as possible, as much as we end up doing it anyway as business owners, we have our phones always in front of us, right? But we do want to take time to put those phones down, spend time with our kids, our families, whatever, right? So if someone happens to visit the online shop during that moment, they can still buy. Cool. And then lastly, send a thank you message. Anytime someone buys from you, purchases from you, send a receipt and send a thank you message. And what should you do in that thank you message? Add the referral. Add the referral link. Thank you so much for shopping with us. Would you mind sending the following message to 3 of your business owner friends or 3 of your friends that are interested in shoes? Right? Here's the message. All they have to do is forward the message to their friends. Cool. All right. So we've been through 3, actually 4 with the bonus, digital marketing strategies. What I want to do now is have you guys take a few minutes to make a plan. All right? Which of these 3 or 4 digital marketing strategies are you going to give a try in your business? All right? So if we go to the next slide, what I want you to do is to pick a strategy, right? We talked about getting the digital basics right, optimizing for referrals, creating a lead magnet, and what was the bonus one we just talked about? Online shop. Make sales in your sleep. That's right. So pick which one of those strategies that you're going to do. Set a goal, right? By the end of next week, I want to have all of my digital basics set up. Right? Decide how much money or time that you want to spend on it. You don't have to spend money on everything, right? Maybe it's just your time, right? Because as business owners, time is money, right? So setting aside, prioritizing time to do some of these things, that's, you're spending money essentially, right? So decide how much time or money you want to spend on your digital marketing strategy. Map out step by step how you're going to do it, right? So if you're going to pick get my digital basics right, Monday I'm going to set up my Instagram page. Tuesday I'm going to set up my Facebook page. Thursday I'm going to make sure that I have the right phone numbers in all of my online pages, right? Write down at least 5 steps, right, that you're going to take, and then commit to a start date. Just like we were asking people to commit to do a referral earlier, it's important that we hold ourselves accountable and commit to a date that we want to do something. All right? So let's take 5 minutes. Everyone make a plan. Pick a digital marketing strategy that you want to adopt in your business. Map it out. And then I'll ask a few of you to share your plan.
The strategy I picked, so you have to pick a strategy. The strategy I picked was the first strategy, which is building the basics. And then the goal I set was to reach 100 people, my new business or new kind of thing I'm doing, and then at least get 10 people who would be really interested, and then be more of my referrals or people who would buy all these. So my budget, that is deciding how much I want to spend. I'm very broke, so 0 gonna sit. And then also, to run an online business is not easy because, like, with no experience at all, what I'm looking at doing is just spending 3 hours of my day out of 24 hours because I have to sleep, I have to eat, and I have to run errands. So I decided on 3 hours a day. So my step by step, taking today as Friday. So on Saturday, with this experience I've gained, what I'm going to do is I'm going to now decide or think through what I want to do. Maybe Sunday I'll go to church and go and pray to God for inspiration. Then on Monday, what I do is now, after deciding what I want to do is, more of a setup. So what I want to really do is baking. So I want to, venture into baking. So I'll first go on the online shops because my main strategy now is just digital, as you're talking about digital, and then see which shops are doing better, and then which shops I want to be like, and then yes. So if I go on the shops, what is going to the information I'm going to get is what really works for people, because they've been doing it, and then I have no experience. So I'll be looking at what really works for them, and then kind of be copying, and then be learning from them, because I believe there's nothing new under the sun. So I'll document, and then I follow those kind of people, because it is a new profile I'm trying to build, and then I have no followers. So when I follow those kind of people, it automatically makes me understand them, and then some way somehow, hopefully, when I post, the people who follow them will see it. So on Tuesday, I'll start planning my content, because I'll be, I've picked some few lessons from the people, and then I'll be doing the planning. It may not go well, and then maybe on Wednesday, if I'm still stuck, I'll come to Uzi for some ideas. On Thursday, I'll go hard on creating the content and then sharing with my personal friends, because they all want to feel like they were there for me when I started, because very soon my bread factory may be $1 million, and then they want to be like, they are part of the strategy, or they are part of the growth. So I'll start sharing with them, and then I'll be telling them that this is the new business I want them to be part of the story. And ordinarily, I won't add a call to action. I won't add a call to action, because I would want to inform them and get them feel like they are part of the strategy, and then find out their ideas. So when I find out their ideas they bring is more of like they having a commitment to me or with me that they are going to buy my bread. So a second. Now Thursday, then on Friday, because I already have my content and I have at least, let's say, 20 people from my family and my friends and my ex-girlfriends. Friday, I'll be resharing the content with a call to action. When I share the content with the call to action would be for them to follow, and then also share the link on their WhatsApp statuses, and then maybe on their Instagram stories. So hopefully, at least those 20 people, 10 will do it. Then on Saturday, that will be tomorrow's week. What I'll be doing is now find the issues or maybe some challenges in the businesses, and then share free tips, which you taught us roughly. So, for example, I'm making bread, and I know that what people like to do is to eat bread. However, it makes them gain. I have a pot belly. I don't want my friends to get pot belly, so I'll now be telling them about some healthy stuff to add to the bread, and then which kind of butter they should eat and all, and then it kind of builds the trust. So now people will be coming to learn the information about maybe which kind of bread they should eat from, and then from that, in time they want to buy bread, I'll be bread plug. Thank you.
All right. Can I get two more volunteers? Yes?
My plan is before I leave here, I have to make sure I get my Google account. And on Monday, I'll start Instagram adverts. The last time I did, I got 5,300 or something. So for now, my target is to get 10,000 viewers. And the budget I have is to have 1,000 CDs on Instagram and Facebook for 6 months. But I want to do more on Instagram, because Facebook, the first time I did, I couldn't sleep, but they didn't buy from there. But on Instagram, it was quite okay than Facebook. Yes, so that's my budget.
Thank you very much. One more person want to share?
Hello everyone. So going through, I focused on the first strategy, and it made me realize how much inconsistencies I have with our various social media platforms. So that is the goal that I'm setting living here is to go and review the social media platforms and then set goal plans to at least complete them. Those that don't have the linkages, link all of those platforms together, and then just cementing the basics. So that's the goal. Then how much time I plan to spend on it? I mean, we are pretty much busy, so maybe an hour in my day to make sure I'm able to get this thing moving. Then the step-by-step plans that I had listed out was to start with a review, of course, of all of the platforms, and then complete incomplete ones, set up my Google business account, and then online directories, then set up the contact information part as well. Yeah, these are just a list of things that I had put down. Hopefully I am able to start next Monday. This weekend looks pretty busy for me, so I don't think I can do anything on it. But yeah, so that's the plan.
Okay, let's clap for her. I think our friend agrees with your plan. Good. My friend earlier said he was going to go to church on Sunday and pray that his digital marketing strategy was going to work. I like that. Making a plan is the first step, which you guys have done. You've made your plan. I love this quote, always plan ahead. It wasn't raining when Noah built the ark. And then all of a sudden it started raining and he had the ark, right? So, great. I'm glad everyone is going to walk away with a plan on the digital marketing strategy they're going to implement. Mikey, I think I'm pretty much wrapped up. Is there any other slides here? A few more for the road. Okay, very quickly, a few more for the road. Just a couple other things for you guys to note down, right? Other digital marketing strategies that you can explore. Partner with local influencers, right? Figure out who does your target audience look up to the most, right? And see if you can get them to say something about your business, right? Or talk about your business in some way. Host a digital event. Those of you who have come to one of our online OZE workshops, right? Also a really good tool to drive business. If you hold a webinar, right? Or an online workshop think about what are you an expert in, again, right? Give away a little bit of information for hopefully some business down the road. The third one, make sure that you're differentiated from your competitors, right? If someone comes and asks, why do I buy your product over your competitor's product? You have to have a very sharp answer here, right? And then lastly, SMS and WhatsApp, huge channels that I think are super undervalued by most small business owners. How can you use SMS and WhatsApp to drive more business? So think through those other strategies as you go home today. And remember, make it easy to get found, be referred, get leads, and make sales in your sleep. Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Dave, for your presentation. I believe everybody learned a lot, so please let's give him another round of applause. Please, are there any questions anyone has for Dave, please?
So in your presentation, you were saying that we should pay attention to those who are satisfied with our products. What about those who are dissatisfied?
Really good question. Pay attention to them too, is the short answer. I would say pay particular attention to those who are really dissatisfied, right? Because those who take the time to let you know that they're dissatisfied, right, means there's really something to learn there, right? People might not be interested or didn't have a great experience and it wasn't that bad, right? So they just don't come in for you, right? But those who really had a bad experience, they're gonna go put a review online and they're gonna come talk to you and tell you about it, and that's where there's really something important to learn. Some part of your experience or your product that really needs some work. Now, they won't all be right? So you have to, take their feedback with a grain of salt, but it's important to pay attention to those people as well.
When you were talking about reviews, I'm a little confused. Maybe I didn't hear it right, but you mentioned something about talking about how satisfied we are with the customers. And I'm wondering how, maybe I never paid attention to it. Can I do that? I thought it's always when the customers review, then I can come in and, respond to their review. So,
Yeah. So there are different websites where your customers can review your business, right? So Google is one. Customers can go on there and do reviews, right? Yelp is another one. TripAdvisor is another one. Some of these big websites. And so that's where your customers will go and review your business, right? So you want to get those reviews though, right? Because sometimes those reviews just don't exist, right? No one has come and reviewed your business, right? So you want to ask your customers who really enjoyed the experience, it's hard, right? But will you take the time to go and review? And they don't do it. Yeah. I know. Go to church on Sunday. No, it's difficult. I think if you can find a way to incentivize them somehow, right? If you write a review on Google for me, I'll give you 10% off your next purchase, right? Or come up with some strategies like that to get them to actually take that action. But it's hard. It's hard. People have no problem going to write reviews when they're upset, but when they're happy, it's harder to get them to do. Other questions?
any other questions?
Hi, so when it comes to partnering with local influencers, at what point in the business growth stage should you partner with influencers? Because for me, I haven't personally gotten in touch with an influencer, but I have a few business friends who have mentioned very ridiculous prices, especially for me, a micro enterprise.
Yeah.
So they are more small to medium scale enterprises, because nowadays the influencers charge pretty high.
Very high.
Yes. So at what point in the business growth stage should you come in with local influencers?
Great question. Yeah. The way I would answer that is when you're ready, right? Because you don't want to go to an influencer and ask them to refer when you haven't set up a way to get the business from that referrals, right? So if you don't have a link that you can give them that will drive people to your website, or a phone number or a referral code, or you don't have the right process in place so that if they were to mention your business, you're going to get more money from that, right? If you don't have that in place, then I would say don't do it, right? If you do have that in place, I don't think it really matters your growth stage, right? What will matter is the budget that you have available, right? It's going to be harder to pay for those big-time influencers if you have a small marketing budget. But what the studies have actually shown recently is that, yes, of course, if you can get the top influencers, there's a lot of impact there. But the ones that are in the middle, right, you can actually get more impact from a bunch of small micro-influencers, right, than you can from picking like one or two that are in the middle. Does that make sense? If you find a bunch of smaller influencers, and they're often easier to convince to do something as well.
As a digital marketing expert, would you recommend a small business or a micro business to put more in funds into marketing than inventory or growing the business? Because most of the time for small businesses, if you tell someone to put in about let's assume probably your revenue is about 10,000 CDs a month. Cost of goods, everything, expenses coming to, without the marketing, coming to about, let's say, 6,000 CDs, you have 4,000 left. So would you advise such a business to maybe put about 1,500 CDs into marketing, or to do something as little as maybe 500 CDs? Is it better to have a bigger marketing budget to reach more people, or you should rather focus on growing your stock or your inventory or your total capital as a small business?
Yeah. Really good question. The answer I would say is it depends, right? if, for example, the demand is high already, right? You consistently have people knocking on your door, I want to buy this product, and you just can't keep up with the inventory, right? Then I would say you really don't need to spend a ton on marketing at this point, right? Although you want to grow and get to the next stage, right? I would say invest a little bit more in growing your inventory so that you can make more sales so that you can then marketing later, right? If the opposite is the case, then I would say pick a portion of that, right? Because you also don't want to run digital marketing campaigns and then realize I don't have enough inventory to give the products to the people that I just attracted with my digital marketing campaign, right? So I would say split the investment so that you can run and test a digital marketing campaign, right? And be able to satisfy those customers that you then attracted with the campaign.
I have a personal issue here where I have
Yeah.
some products that I have a lot of inventory for at
Yeah.
the moment. And there are some products that I'm currently out of stock. I'm looking at getting a bigger inventory. So I'm thinking, should I invest some parts of my capital into marketing for those that I have stock for, or focus on getting the enough inventory I need for the fast moving goods? Because I'm torn between the two. I can't do both at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. So if the demand is high for those ones that you're out of stock with, I would lean towards, I mean, without knowing all the details, right? I would lean towards increasing the inventory for those so that you can make sure that the customers are knocking on your door now are satisfied with the products, right? Make a little bit more money off of that, and then you'll have time to invest in the inventory that's not moving as quickly on the digital marketing campaigns to get those to sell.
All right, so thank you guys so much. Please give Dave a round of applause, sorry. Mikey is going to show us a short demo on Rose Shop and how you can upload your products on there.
So, hi guys, wanted to do a quick brush through on the powerful e-commerce tool, powerful tool that we have created here at Oze. We call it Oze Shop, where you as a business owner will have an opportunity to sell better online. And the Oze business app, like many of you already know, it's available on Google Play, that's for Android, and it's available on the App Store as well for iOS user. Oze empowers millions of African businesses to do business better. Our North Star is to help you grow your business and your team with our award-winning business app. Now, straight into the business. What is Oze Shop? Oze Shop is like a marketplace for your own business. It's a, should I say, personal business website that allows you to display your products. The product itself, the information about the product, that's the image, the pricing, and then you have your customers go there to purchase your products. So it's more like you having a website, a shop, but not a physical shop, but this time it's online. So it means that your buyers would have to be familiar with your web address, and then they go on there to place your orders. And within a few clicks, they place the order, and you have gotten the order, and you'll be able to fulfill the order. ASAP, depending on the delivery timeline you have informed the buyer. Now, with Oze Shop, you have the opportunity to sell better with our powerful tools and features. You can create your own custom shop in just a few clicks, like I mentioned. You can showcase your products and services online for free. You can add your shop link to your social media pages for customers to find you. Once you create your shop, you have your own custom, shop link, your own shop website, your web address. Put it on your Instagram bio, your WhatsApp profile, anywhere you have social media presence. Put it there. Put it when you're designing your flyers. Put it anywhere you have to put your contact information. Make sure your website is there so that your customers are familiar with it, and then they can just easily go to your website to purchase your product even when you're asleep. When you're busy in a session like this, you're unable to attend to your customers to answer inquiries. You just go ahead to they'll just go ahead to buy your product. You can share your product links directly to your customers for purchase. You can get all your orders all in one place. Imagine a scenario where you channel all your sales through your Oze Shop. You don't have to have your sales scattered all over Facebook, some on WhatsApp, some on Instagram. With Oze Shop, your sales are all in one place. The Oze Shop also has another feature that works hand in hand with it, which is called the inventory manager or the inventory management feature. It notifies you when you're running low on your stock. For example, when you upload products on your shop, when you upload the products on your inventory, rather, you can actually notify the app or tell the app to notify you when your stock runs as low as maybe 2, 5, 7, whatever figure that you put right in the app. And then with Ozi Shop, finally, Ozi Shop allows your customers to make secured payments directly to you. Because of the time limitation that I have, I'll just go ahead to quickly show you that you can actually add products to your shop and upload products to your shop in just a few clicks. I mean, this is the app. I wish I could actually do an actual product demo for you right now. This is the app. All you need to do is just to click on the Ozi Shop part of the menu here. And on the next screen, you see this, the app is actually very intuitive. And on the next screen, you get to put your item name, your product pictures, your price, the cost price, and your selling price, how many units of this item you have at your location, and then how many units you want the app, how many units you want the app to remind you, at how many units you want the app to remind you that you're running low on stock. And then you review your items and you successfully upload the products here. And then also with your Ozi Shop, you can easily just share your shop link directly with your customers. All you need to do is just to tap on the share icon here, or copy the link and paste it wherever you want to paste it, or tap the share icon here, and then go ahead to share your link with your customers on Instagram, on WhatsApp, I mean, on Twitter as well, on YouTube. You can put your link in your Twitter bio, put your link in your Instagram bio, or infuse it into your WhatsApp greeting messages and your away messages on WhatsApp. I mean, this is how an Ozi Shop looks like. This is how your customers will look like. Because this is what your customers will see whenever they try to purchase on Ozi Shop. This is a very beautiful shop that we've had on Ozi. And then this is another business here who sells earrings, and they're actually doing so well on Ozi Shop. We have another business here that sells home products and sanitary products. They're actually doing very beautifully on Ozi Shop. They're selling their products right on Ozi Shop. And then they have more time to actually think and strategize take strategic decisions about their business. Now they don't have to bother themselves about handling negotiations, handling inquiries, because all of the information they require is actually on the shop already. You just go there, click on the web link, and then go ahead to buy the products. And then this is another business in Nigeria that is doing so well by selling turbans for ladies. Now, I will just quickly do a very, very quick, show you quickly what the shop looks like in the site of your buyers, what the shop will look like in the site of your buyers. So quickly, this is a shop here that we have in Ghana. It's called Ghana Must Read, and this person sells books, and we have another one here that I just mentioned, Brown Girl Headbox in Nigeria, where she sells beautiful turbans, and we have Edna 16 Ventures that sells various home products and sanitary products as well. So I'll just give an example of how your buyers can place an order for your product. I mean, imagine this is your business website and you have all your products uploaded here. All they need to just do is add the products to their cart. Maybe I'm buying, let's say, these 4 books I'm seeing here, add the products to my cart, and then click on the cart icon. Here you have all of the products here, and you just go ahead to proceed to checkout. I mean, put in your email here, your phone number. So mine has been pre-filled because, I mean, Google Chrome is getting smarter by the day. And whenever you fill on a particular form, somehow Google Chrome gets to save it there. This is another thing that this is another reason why Ozi Shop is best for your customers, because, I mean, their browser makes it easier for them. So you put in your phone number, your email address, your name, your country, Greater Accra, and then address, and maybe landmark. Let's say Black Square. I hope I got that right. Yeah, Black Star Square in Accra. And then just continue. Here you get to select your shipping method. If you want the item delivered to Tema, it costs you 70 cedis. The business owner has actually set all of these things, and he doesn't need to answer inquiries about shipping. I mean, this item is going to be delivered within 2 business days if it's in Portway, Adenta, and beyond. If the buyer is in Labadi, Teshe, and Nungua, 2 businesses as well. But in Accra and East Legon, it's 1 business day, and pickup is actually free at the seller's address. So once once your buyer selects your the shipping method they want, and you tap on continue, it takes you directly to where you'll be asked to pay for the product. This is simply what your buyers would see on Ose Shop, on Ose. And for many of you who already use Ose, you know that Ose is beyond Ose Shop. Ose is a bookkeeping app. And one good thing about selling through Ose Shop is that you do not have to enter your transactions manually anymore. If you're selling, you do not have to enter your sales manually anymore. If you actually sell 100% of your sales through your Ose Shop, the sale gets automatically recorded, and within a tap of a button, the customer can receive their receipts right in their inbox, in their email inbox. And really, this is the beauty of Ose Shop. And trust me, with this tool, with this powerful tool, you'll be able to your business will be able to have a professional feel, and also make your customers feel have that feeling of trust in you, right? Because you're a brand and you have your own brand website. It's amazing. And trust me, you're getting this website for free, right from your app, for free within 5 minutes. And then one other thing that Ose Shop does for you is, if you were selling through Instagram and somebody comes to your Instagram page, scrolls through your page and then jumps off your page, Instagram wouldn't tell you this person viewed a certain bag on your page. Instagram wouldn't tell you this person viewed a certain item on your page. But then we see it, and what we do is that we will notify you and let you know that somebody tried buying an item on your shop. In fact, the person put the item in the cart and did not complete the payment. We'll notify you just in case you know the person. And if you don't, we'll go ahead to help you contact the person and make sure that you actually seal the deal as a business. So really, Ose Shop has a lot of opportunities, has a lot of benefits that Instagram wouldn't give you. And then at this point, this is why I get to close with a trial would actually convince you on how beautiful Ose Shop is.
All right. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Have an amazing weekend, and let's chat. And always remember to do business better.
Better.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.